1.3 billion people worldwide live with some form of disability, representing a travel market with over $58 billion in annual spending power. But data reveals a massive infrastructure failure. Less than 12% can currently travel without facing major structural barriers. When any traveler books a trip, the baseline expectation is autonomy. You are paying for the freedom to navigate a destination on your own terms. For those with specific access requirements, that expectation is often met by accessibility washing. This occurs when a facility self-declares as accessible to capture the market, despite failing to provide functional equity. You might arrive at a hotel expecting a seamless journey, only to encounter a steep ramp that abruptly terminates halfway up a flight of stairs. It is a dangerous retrofit that looks compliant in a photo, but is unusable in reality. This is far more than a logistical inconvenience. Arriving at a destination only to find you cannot enter the lobby or use the facilities is a direct assault on personal dignity. Because the current system relies on unverified claims, travel becomes a gamble. Disabled individuals are forced to act as their own auditors, spending hours verifying the basic right to move freely. The IGM Tour framework replaces this uncertainty with an objective standard. It is the world's first international accreditation system specifically designed to verify accessible tourism. It removes the flaws of self-reporting. Instead of a facility grading itself, IGM Tour requires a rigorous, independent evaluation conducted by external experts. This audit protects the entire unbroken travel chain. Assessors evaluate a facility across 10 distinct domains, ensuring every touchpoint, from digital booking to physical exits, is functional. The scope covers the entire travel ecosystem, including accommodation, air and land transport, cultural sites, and travel agencies. By requiring a third-party audit, the burden of proof shifts from the traveler to the institution. The facility must now prove its capacity to provide an equitable experience. For physical environments, the framework enforces the concepts of universal design. Universal design means planning a space to be usable by the greatest number of people from the initial architectural drawing. It prioritizes seamless slopes integrated into the building's core, removing the need for degrading after-the-fact retrofits. The framework also audits the digital and human interactions that occur before a guest even arrives. True dignity requires digital platforms compatible with assistive technology, alongside a staff trained to interact with guests with professional competence rather than pity. Facilities that meet these physical and operational standards are awarded a rating on a 1 to 5-star scale. These ratings are strictly governed by ISO-aligned external audits, making the results verifiable and impossible to manipulate through marketing. For the guest, the final result is a physical guarantee. The presence of the IGM Tour mark confirms an audited, safe, and accessible environment. By mandating both inclusive design and staff awareness, the framework secures the travel chain at every link, turning a journey of unknowns into a guaranteed experience. When a traveler identifies the IGM Tour mark, they know their autonomy is protected. The anxiety of being stranded by poor design is eliminated. This standard extends beyond individual hotels, aligning local hospitality with international human rights law. It translates the United Nations mandates for disability rights, specifically Article 30 of the CRPD, into enforceable requirements for the global tourism sector. Wide-scale adoption of this standard turns hospitality into an engine for the UN Sustainable Development Goals, specifically by mandating inclusive infrastructure and reducing societal inequalities. Accessible tourism moves from the category of a charitable favor into a requirement of modern, equitable business. IGM Tour provides the standardized framework to ensure the joy of travel and leisure remains a fundamental human right to be experienced by everyone with total equity.